Jesus Talk Time, February 11, 2026. James chapter 1 verse 22.
But be doers of the word, and not hearers only, deceiving yourselves. This verse is situated within a broader section of the book of James that emphasizes the necessity of expressing one's faith through actions rather than merely professing belief verbally. Here, James encourages his audience to not just listen to God's word but also to implement it in their daily lives. The book of James, authored by James, who was the half-brother of Jesus, serves as a pragmatic and clear guide for practicing the Christian faith. In this specific verse, he addresses the concerns surrounding hearing and understanding God's word without translating that knowledge into concrete behavior. He cautions against self-deception, asserting that genuine faith is exhibited through actions rather than mere belief. A central theme in this verse is the appeal for sincere and authentic faith. James challenges believers to transcend a superficial grasp of God's word by actively integrating it into their lives. He underscores the gap between hearing and doing, along with the risk of self-deceit if one fails to act on what they profess to believe. Understanding the context in which this verse was written is essential for grasping its importance. When James composed this letter, numerous individuals claimed to follow Christ yet did not adhere to Jesus' teachings. They were hearers of the word, however, their behaviors did not reflect their stated beliefs. James implores his readers to evade falling into this hypocrisy and instead become doers of the word by living in accordance with God's directives. The symbolism inherent in this verse highlights the distinction between listening and acting. Hearing signifies comprehension and awareness of God's word, while doing represents implementing that understanding through one's actions. James emphasizes that authentic faith involves not only knowing what is right but also embodying those truths in one's conduct and mindset. Moreover, this verse addresses self-deception as well. James warns that those who hear without practicing are misleading themselves. Such self-deception may foster a false sense of security regarding one's faith and stifle genuine transformation. By stressing the need for action, James illuminates the significance of leading a life that aligns with one's beliefs and values. In summary, James chapter 1 verse 22 serves as a compelling reminder about the necessity of manifesting one's faith through deeds. It urges believers to go beyond mere intellectual acknowledgement and actively apply God's teachings in everyday situations. This verse acts as both a warning against self-deception and an invitation toward authentic faith. As followers, it is insufficient to only hear God's word. We must also act upon it so our faith can be reflected through our actions.
Thank you for watching.